wanted to thank everyone for attending today. This is a very exciting day. My name is Chad Chalmers, and this is my business partner, Heather Wildman. We started on this project or adventure almost 5 years ago, and we submitted a request for a proposal to the URA, and we kept working through this project. And after 5 years, we're really excited that this is coming to fruition. This is a great example of a great public-private bonding together to be able to create a facility like the Troy Hill Firehouse that's coming back on the tax rolls, as well as bringing jobs to Troy Hill. We're going to introduce the tenant here in a few minutes, and the tenant will be bringing this back on for his business, and we really want to thank everyone involved, especially the URA. URA has been very integral to getting this project back on the tax rolls and back in use. This building was vacant for many years. There's a little timeline over here that Noah will tell you about in a little bit. And one person I really want to reach out to and thank, and I'd love applause for him, is Gordon Hall. Gordon's persistence to get this project done was a huge part of it. This could not have happened without Gordon's help, his perseverance, following up with phone calls, making sure that things got done. We also had many other partners involved. G6 Builders was the contractor, Carlson and Associates were the realtors, Dollar Bank helped with the financing. We really had so many partners involved. So that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Noah for a minute. Noah is our tenant with BioInterface.
So I'm Noah, I'm the CEO of BioInterface. Started BioInterface about 10 years ago with the mission to restore and reinforce life. Had you told me that I'd be in a firehouse 10 years later, I would have said, I don't think so. But I used to always show students at Pitt when I'd go back. I graduated from the University of Pittsburgh. The clip with Bill Murray talking to Dan Aykroyd when they're starting their business about, we need to go into business on our own for Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd says, well, how are we going to do that? And Bill Murray says, I have no idea, but we're just going to do it. And he takes back a drink of something that, you can guess what it was. And I say that's what it takes to build a business. You just have to be passionate about it. You have to go for it, and you have to just every day just move forward. And so I think it's really poetic that we end up 10 years later in a firehouse, kind of coming full circle. And so the other thing I just want to mention is, I mentioned we develop technologies, advanced materials, AI systems with that mission to restore and reinforce life. But I think it starts even before we develop technologies to do that in our community. So we're super excited, we're appreciative to be here in Troy Hill. We want to start there. So even before we develop technology, find ways that we can help, find ways that we can engage, and really earn our spot. Maybe we might not have been the first pick to move into here, but we want to someday be a place that people are happy that we did. And like I said, just play our role, do what we can to help out. So with that, I also want to thank all of the people that have got us here. I mentioned, some of our investors and folks like Innovation Works. We're a proud University of Pittsburgh spin out. All of our employees are actually bioengineering students from the University of Pittsburgh, so very thankful for not only the support we've had from them, but the talent pool that we get from them. Obviously, the Urban Redevelopment Authority helped us get here. The Pittsburgh Technology Council that wrote a letter of support to help us get into this firehouse and really be accepted by the community. But just all of the other supporters, employees, former employees that have really helped us to get to this point, so that I only hope that someday everybody is as proud as I am to be in this situation. And so with that, I just want to say thank you, and I will turn it back over to whoever's going to talk next.
So I was told that, I asked, where am I going? And they was like, you're going after the cool science guy. And you'll know once you go after him, so I just figured it out. I now know how that went, because it's very difficult to beat talking about Ghostbusters in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Good afternoon, everyone. Honored to be here with the Troy Hill community and our partners to celebrate this exciting day and chapter for this unique and historic site. My name is Majestic Lane. I'm the URA's Deputy Director and Chief Strategy Officer. Today's milestone reflects the URA's efforts in partnership with community stakeholders to preserve neighborhood assets and give new life to vacant properties. It goes without saying that this building holds significance as one of Pittsburgh's oldest firehouses and fire stations, and through this preservation, we get to honor that legacy and with a new use for a new generation. The URA, in partnership with the City of Pittsburgh, was proud to attract the Wildman Chalmers team, who were committed to honoring the history of the site while bringing it into productive use and going back to the tax rolls. Thanks for their commitment. This property will contribute to this corridor for many, many years to come. We're especially excited to welcome BioIntersphere phase into this space. Their innovative work represents Pittsburgh's future and future economy, and their decision to locate here reflects the unique value of the Troy Hill community. By choosing this site as their home, it blends what we know as Pittsburgh's past, present, and future. And with that, I will pass it to Councilman Wilson.
Thank you, Majestic. I appreciate that you know the order. I was wondering. So welcome, everyone. Appreciate everyone, all the cameras, so we can get some attention on this, because, you know, looking back, this goes back to, I think, 2021, and I got a call from Chief of Staff Dan Gillen, who was then Chief of Staff to Bill Peduto, Mayor Peduto. And as you can see, I guess that's how much he loves seeing a project through, is that he was Chief of Staff then, he's Chief of Staff now, to see this project through. And, you know, the question then was, should we sell this property to the URA? Should the city sell it to the URA so that we can preserve this structure and see a new life? And so it was great to walk down that path with the community, because during that process, not only did, you know, Gordon pull together the community and my staff, I appreciate my staff, all the work that they've done, but really it was more than a transaction. It was something that, you know, Chad Chalmers and Heather Wildman took on with the community, and they really saw it through. And now we see BioInterface here. And at first I thought it was a pool hall. I was kind of thinking I should get a job here. Looks pretty cool. But, you know, this continues to be a historic structure where we protected it, but it also continues to grow this area, build this corridor out. As you can see in the back there, we have food from scratch. It's a restaurant right across the street. I mean, I think Scratch is literally the you know, the seller of Troy Hill. Every time I talk to Don, he's always talking about how to preserve everything, how to work on, you know, the issues that we deal with either the old water lines that we have, the old electrical lines, everything that makes this neighborhood continue to grow. But this is another testament to just continuing to invest in this community. And so, you know, this is something where we're protecting it, we're growing it, and we're going to continue to talk with the community and see how they want to see their community. And this is what it looks like. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm State Representative Lindsay Powell. I have the honor of representing the 21st District where we are, as well as being a longtime board member of the Urban Redevelopment Authority. I especially want to thank the community group for envisioning what this could be. As many speakers have said, this has been a labor of love for many years, and really an exemplary project that shows how powerful public and private partnerships can be to ensure that we have main streets that are growing, that are thriving, that are inclusive, and that are looking towards the future. Don't get me to try to explain the technology that's going to happen here, but it's incredibly exciting to make sure that in our little beautiful neighborhood of Troy Hill, that we are a part of our growing technology and innovation scene here in Pittsburgh. More than anything, as again, many speakers have said, This is an example of how we grow our main streets to ensure that we've got long-term business owners like Scratch and many others, and are creating spaces for new ones to find home here in Troy Hill. This is just the first of many. Myself and many of the colleagues that are here today embarked on a walk of our main streets showing this is a possibility and there's so much more that we can do. So this is one ribbon cutting of many, but next I have the honor and privilege of welcoming up our Mayor, Corey O'Connor.
Thank you very much. And actually, kind of a movie buff, but you know how they paid for the place in Ghostbusters? Ray took out a third mortgage on his parents' house, and I think Bill Murray's line was like, oh, everybody has 3 or 4 mortgages a year or something like that. But on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh, this is an honor to be here. As was stated by the council member and the state rep, and we also have Senator Fontana's office with us, this was a collaboration with the URA, with the state, with the support of the community in investing in an anchor tenant again in this neighborhood. Main and Main is something that we talk about often in our administration, but by rebuilding old corridors, it only renovates and rejuvenates a neighborhood. And this one has seen that over the past few years. This is now an anchor tenant that's in an old building that was owned by the city, a historic building, but it's tapping into Pittsburgh's history while also looking towards the future and the innovation that we know is coming to all parts of Pittsburgh. And to bring it into a neighborhood like Troy Hill only amplifies the opportunity for not only growth and development in Pittsburgh, but for growth and opportunity in our own neighborhoods, using existing buildings for better uses. And this one being on a corridor in the main business district only helps to do revitalization. And I know the Troy Hill Citizens Council is here somewhere, but they have a plan for this community. And any support that we can give in anchor tenants in future development up here is only going to better the opportunity to grow this great neighborhood. So on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh, the URA, and all of our partners, thank you very much for being here. And I believe it's time to cut the ribbon.
We're going on 3? Sure. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.